Title: Karoline Leavitt, Power, Parenthood, and the Public Eye. When news broke that White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt is expecting her second child, the announcement traveled fast, not because pregnancy itself is unusual, but because of who Leavitt is, where she stands in American politics, and what her role represents in this moment. Karoline Leavitt, at just 28 years old, is already a historic figure. She is the youngest White House press secretary ever to serve, a position that places her at the center of daily political conflict, media scrutiny, and public debate. Every briefing, every statement, every moment behind the podium is watched, analyzed, praised, and criticized. Against that backdrop, Leavitt revealed that she and her husband, Nicholas Riccio, are expecting a baby girl in May 2026, their second child following the birth of their son in July 2024. On the surface, this is a personal and joyful update. A family is growing. A mother is celebrating life. But in politics, nothing exists only on the surface. Personal milestones quickly become symbolic, and in Leavitt's case, her pregnancy intersects with conversations about leadership, gender, power, and the expectations placed on women in high-profile roles. Leavitt shared the news during the holiday season, framing it as a blessing and expressing gratitude for her family and for what she described as a supportive work environment. The timing and tone were intentional, warm, optimistic, and family-centered. Yet the reaction was immediate and layered. Supporters praised her for balancing motherhood and career. Critics questioned optics, priorities, and precedent. Observers debated what it means for the role itself. What makes this moment notable is not simply that a press secretary is pregnant, but that Leavitt is continuing in her role without presenting pregnancy as a disruption. Historically, women in politics have often felt pressure to downplay or delay family life in order to be taken seriously. Leadership, especially at the national level, was long designed around the assumption that the person in power had no visible caregiving responsibilities, an assumption that favored men. Leavitt's situation challenges that old model. She is not stepping aside. She is not presenting motherhood as incompatible with authority. Instead, she is asserting that both can exist at the same time. In doing so, she becomes part of a broader cultural shift that has been slowly unfolding over the past decade, one where pregnancy and parenthood are no longer hidden or treated as liabilities, but acknowledged as part of real life. At the same time, it would be naive to ignore the political dimension of this story. Leavitt is a prominent figure in a deeply polarized environment. Her public praise of a pro-family workplace aligns closely with the messaging of the administration she represents. For supporters, her pregnancy reinforces that narrative. For critics, it raises questions about whether family values are being selectively emphasized or politically leveraged. And yet, even acknowledging that political layer, there is something undeniably human at the center of this story. Leavitt is a young mother preparing to welcome a second child while navigating one of the most stressful communication jobs in the country. The White House press secretary does not work a standard schedule. The role involves long hours, rapid response, crisis management, and constant visibility. Adding pregnancy and parenthood to that reality is not symbolic. It is demanding. This leads to a deeper question. What do we expect from public servants, especially women? For decades, women in leadership have faced an impossible standard. Be visible, but not too personal. Be strong, but not emotional. Be committed, but not distracted. Pregnancy often exposed the double standard most clearly. A man becoming a father was rarely questioned. A woman becoming a mother often was. Leavitt's announcement forces that contradiction into the open. If leadership is truly about competence, preparation, and accountability, then pregnancy should not undermine it. If anything, it highlights resilience, adaptability, and time management, qualities that leadership roles supposedly value. Of course, visibility cuts both ways. Leavitt's personal life has already attracted attention beyond her professional work, including discussion about her marriage and age difference with her husband. This scrutiny reflects a broader pattern in which women in power are judged not only on what they do, but on who they are, who they love, and how they live. Male counterparts rarely face the same level of personal examination. From an opinion standpoint, this is where the story becomes revealing. The public fascination with Leavitt's pregnancy says as much about society as it does about her. We still treat motherhood and leadership as something unusual, noteworthy, and debatable, rather than ordinary. At the same time, it is fair to acknowledge that symbolism alone does not solve structural issues. One high-profile pregnancy does not erase the challenges faced by countless working mothers without access to flexibility, childcare, or job security. Leavitt's position comes with resources and support that many women do not have. Recognizing her milestone should not distract from the broader need for systemic change. Still, representation matters. Visibility matters. When a young woman stands at the podium of the White House, visibly pregnant, performing her job with authority and confidence, it sends a signal, intentionally or not, that leadership does not have to conform to outdated expectations. Ultimately, Karoline Leavitt's pregnancy announcement exists at the intersection of the personal and the political. It is a family story, a leadership story, and a cultural story all at once. It invites admiration, criticism, and reflection, and perhaps that is inevitable. What should not be lost, however, is the humanity beneath the headlines. Beyond the debates and interpretations, this is a woman preparing to welcome a child while continuing to serve in a demanding public role. That reality deserves acknowledgement without distortion. In a political era often defined by division and spectacle, moments like this offer an opportunity, not to politicize personal life further, but to recognize that leadership is carried out by people with real lives, real responsibilities, and real joys. Karoline Leavitt's story does not end with a pregnancy announcement. It continues in daily briefings, late nights, and the quiet moments of family life that rarely make headlines. And perhaps that balance, imperfect, visible, and human, is what makes this moment worth paying attention to.